Let me tell you, there's nothing quite like moving to a quiet neighborhood, expecting a fresh start, and finding out within days that trouble's already waiting for you, wearing a varsity jacket and a smug grin. Yeah, that's what happened when Maya Bell and her grandfather, Sergeant Luther Bell, rolled their last box into that little white house under the Georgia pines, thinking maybe, just maybe, things would be different here. But you know how it goes, sometimes a place looks picture perfect, right up until the moment it turns on you. First day in Willow Creek. Maya could already feel eyes on her as she dragged her suitcase up the creaky porch steps, and it wasn't just the neighbor across the street, frozen with her garden hose halfway up, staring like she'd just seen a ghost. "Ready to see your room, Maya?" Grandpa asked, that voice of his all-steady command, never mind the sweat on his brow, or the way his knees sometimes ached with every step. Maya nodded, pretending she didn't notice the way folks peeked from behind curtains. Even the dogs, Valor and Echo, both retired military, all muscle and discipline, seemed to pick up on the tension, ears up, tails wagging slow and cautious as Maya let them out for the first time in their new backyard. The neighbors came by soon enough with their casserole and their careful questions. "Big dogs, huh?" Dave Matthews said, shooting nervous glances over Maya's shoulder. "Retired military," Grandpa answered, polite but firm, letting them know right away that Valor and Echo were not pets. They were family and protectors. You could see the smile on Susan Matthews' face waver just a little when she heard that. And when she started in about HOA rules and dangerous breeds, Maya felt her jaw clench. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's not what they say, but the way they say it, like a warning dressed up as a welcome. Day one of school, Maya could feel the nerves dancing in her stomach. She spent extra time in a mirror making sure every twist in her hair was perfect, slid her grandmother's gold necklace around her throat, and tried to channel all the strength Grandpa ever taught her. "You're stronger than you know," he told her that morning over eggs and toast. "Don't let anyone make you doubt that." Yeah, easier said than done. On the bus, she sat alone, an empty seat buffer on all sides. Whispered glances, side eyes. In English class, kids muttered about attack dogs and property values. At lunch, it got worse. Three boys, Chad, the quarterback, and his buddies, Kyle and Derek, strolled up, making cracks about Maya's hair, her skin, the way she talked. They laughed, snapped a photo, made sure everyone was watching. Maya kept her face blank, her grandmother's voice in her head. "Don't let them see you cry." Not a single soul stood up for her. Not one. Walking home, she counted the houses to calm herself. 12, 11, 10, but the roar of a pickup broke her focus. Chad's truck, big red, lifted high on monster tires, rolled up behind her, boys hanging out the windows. "Hey, new girl, don't you want to ride?" She ignored them, walking faster, heart pounding her chest, remembering Grandpa's words. Never run. Never show fear. They followed, taunting, making sure she knew they could get as close as they wanted. Only when she reached her driveway did the truck peel away, laughter echoing behind them. But the thing about bullies, they don't stop at one scare. Next morning, Maya found "Go Home" scrawled on her locker in black marker. She fumbled with the lock, face burning, students whispering behind her. In class, the teachers acted like nothing happened. In the cafeteria, rumors started flying. "She set her dogs on those boys," someone hissed. "Those dogs are dangerous." Maya wanted to scream. Valor and Echo were gentle giants unless someone was in trouble, and trouble had just made itself right at home in Willow Creek. Things escalated quick. On her way home one afternoon, the truck returned. This time, Chad and his crew didn't just heckle they got out, boxed her in on the sidewalk, started filming. "Show us your dangerous dogs," they jeered. "Your grandfather can't protect you forever." That's when Maya's fear finally gave way to fight. She backed away, heart in her throat, desperate to make it home. And just when she hit the end of her driveway, everything exploded. A sharp whistle, a blur of fur and teeth. Valor and Echo came tearing out from behind the hydrangeas, moving like missiles, all muscle and power. The boys froze, faces turning white, phones tumbling from their hands. "Back away slow," Maya said, steady as she could. "They won't move unless I tell them." For a second, just a second, It looked like justice. But you know, life never makes it that easy. Neighbor Mr. Harrison came running, shouting, "She set her dogs on these boys." Somebody called the police. Phones came out. Neighbor started recording, but only after the dogs appeared, missing all the threats, the cornering, the fear. Soon police rolled up, lights flashing. Chad and his buddies played innocent, sobbing about vicious dogs. Valor and Echo were led away in an animal control van, heads high, while Maya and her grandfather stood in their front yard, powerless and alone. That's when the real storm hit. Edited video clips, just the dogs lunging. None of the bullying went viral on TikTok. Comments poured in, calling Maya dangerous, demanding she and her kind be thrown out. The HOA called an emergency meeting. Neighbors whispered about eviction. Maya's locker was plastered with printouts of the viral video. Dog girl attacks innocent kids. But sometimes help comes from where you least expect. MS. Franklin, the school counselor, the only adult who believed Maya from the start, pulled her and Grandpa's side. "You're not the first family they've targeted," she said, eyes burning with determination. "I'll help you fight this." Then a twist. Mrs. Patel, the neighbor Maya barely knew, called them in. "I saw everything," she said, hands trembling. She had doorbell camera footage clear as day, showing the boys stalking Maya, cornering her, and only then did the dogs respond. Real proof. Grandpa brought that video to the HOA meeting. Roger Thompson, Chad's father and HOA president, tried to shut him down. But Grandpa stood tall, played the footage for everyone to see, taunts, threats, everything. Pastor Grant, a respected voice in the community, stepped forward with a folder of similar complaints. Families fined, harassed, pushed out, all by the same handful of powerful people. News crews picked up the story. Suddenly, the whole rotten system was on display, and folks started speaking up. Mrs. Patel, the Martinez family, others who'd been too afraid to talk. The perfect suburban facade cracked wide open. As darkness fell, neighbors gathered outside Maya's house, candles in hand, signs reading "Bring Valor" and "Echo Home." Even Mr. Harrison showed up to apologize. Just then, word came that barking was heard near the Thompson house. Police rushed over and found Valor, tied up and bleeding, Kyle's father holding a bloody bat, Roger and Chad caught red-handed. Echo was locked in a basement, dehydrated but alive. The police hauled the men away, media lights flashing, neighbors cheering. The bullies and their fathers finally faced consequences. By morning, Willow Creek felt transformed. The HOA board resigned. Anti-harassment policies were fast-tracked at school. The old guard was out, a new, diverse leadership voted in. Maya, once isolated, now found friends waiting at her door, classmates apologizing, teachers inviting her to help start a diversity club. Grandpa was asked to join the new neighborhood committee. Valor and Echo, patched up and still proud, walked by her side as neighbors greeted them, some in tears. You know, it's funny, sometimes the ones who want to scare you most are the first to run when truth comes out. Maya learned that standing up, even when your voice shakes, can shift an entire community. Not alone, never alone with her grandfather, her dogs, and finally, her neighbors by her side, she showed Willow Creek what real courage looks like. Now, let me ask you, have you ever seen a community change for the better after facing something ugly? Or do you think old attitudes just find new ways to hide? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you believe in the power of truth, don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this.